Hello and welcome to our podcast. And my name is Faik. I'm today's moderator, and we will be discussing the topic of social media and its role in cultural dynamics and equity. And I'm today here with two guests. Would you like to introduce yourself? Tell a little bit about you and what do you do here? And yeah, basically introduce yourself.
Yeah. Well, I would actually like the Mercedes to start.
Thank you. I'm a student, actually studying Mediala. So is this subject actually I've been thinking lately a lot. So I'm quite happy that I can now express and see another point of view. And well, I study the graphical, photography and video. So I'm very interested also in documentary and fiction, like a kind of mixing.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yes.
And I'm her teacher, Krista Muona. And thank you for inviting me for this podcast.
Thank you for joining.
It's very nice. And the topic, as you said as well, Mercedes, is very interesting. And actually, it's something that everyone is talking about at the moment.
Yeah.
Because of the situation in the world and also how technology has gone forward as a big footsteps. So good topic, and thank you for that.
Yeah.
Raising it up.
Yeah.
And I'm a teacher here in Hyria.
And yes, we are right now in Hyria Vocational School in Riihimäki. And let's dive into the topic more. So social media has become more than just a tool for communication. It shapes our opinions, influences how we interact across generations, and even plays a role in redefining social norms. But how does it impact the way we perceive culture, fairness, and equity? Does it create more understanding between different groups, or does it deepen divides? And what about the way younger generations engage with work, activism, and identity? Are these shifts genuine or just trends driven by the digital world? And we can start by a fun question, or if you take this seriously, then it's a serious question. Are we in control of social media, or does it control us?
How do you feel, Mercedes?
Well, I feel that very much is controlling us in the wild aspect, in the subconscious, to say, because, for example, the young generation and also every generation, we are like very influenced. For example, the media tell us what we see, what we hear, and I was thinking, if I control what you see, what you hear, I control what you think. So if you don't have the resources or the tools of analysis, what you are getting and what is happening, for example, when you are on your phone like 6 hours, what happened to your eyes? What is happening to your brain and your whole system? You don't even have the capacity of the conscious of that. It's controlling you totally, because then again, for example, the special effects that we are looking, the lights, the colors, the importance of the colors, it's like, for example, is this adrenaline. Okay, now it's like how many likes I had in Facebook, who has seen it. You become addicted to it.
Yes.
And it's again, if I control what you see, what you hear, I can control what you think.
Yes. What do you think?
Yes. I have to say that is absolutely true for my opinion. Obviously, it is my opinion, but it's based on the experience of myself and obviously what I can view while I'm teaching, because the mobile phones is very much present in the classroom while the teaching is happening. Also, once I look at my own children, I have 3 children, and all of them using social media, I think, in some form. The youngest one is now turning into 13, and she has, or I have managed to actually keep her out of the main social media, but she's in Snapchat, so I guess that's counted as one of the social media platforms for younger generation. how it shows that I could say that yes, that is true for my opinion, is that how, like for instance, in the cases that we're doing something in a classroom and it demands a deep thinking, like starting a design process or something like that, which might be a little bit uncomfortable for the student. They don't get the idea just like this, and it demands that you would have to like deep focus. And in those situations, the first thing what they take in hand is the mobile phone. I could say pretty much all of them.
Yes, yes.
And I include to the same group. And that's the most horrible thing. And that is the whole point of this, I think, is that why I can say that, yes, definitely it's controlling us. Because even that I know what it does for us, I still am the same victim of it. I know I have the privilege of being living in a time when there was no social media. I was playing in a forest. I actually made those pine cone cows and horses in a forest and made them a little field and everything, which is here kind of a joke these days that, you know, we didn't have anything else than just pine cones to play with. And I feel very lucky and very privileged of that, because how I see now my own children, how I as a parent, for instance, I think sometimes that, you know, that I wish that she would just go and do snow castle or you know, paint, do whatever is like creative. And even that I take the phone away from them, they still seem to be in touch with that, some kind of magic rubber band. So yes, it's very much like that. Even thought that they say that you know that you can control it by knowing how it controls you. I think you can slow it down and you can sort of maybe make the influences a little bit less viewable and effective for yourself, but it still is there in your life as long as you have social media.
Yeah.
Well, thank you about the insights, and included like to add on to this, yes, students and people actually in general lose attention quite fast due to like increased amount of like usage in social media. And does social media contribute to increased ADHD symptoms, do you think? And or is it just changing how we process information? I can give a little bit more context to this. There is growing concern that social media's fast-paced content, especially short-form videos, is reducing attention spans and increasing ADHD-like behaviors. Research shows a rise in ADHD diagnosis, but correlation doesn't mean causation. So in this case, as you said, like students are, whenever they lose attention or focus, they go to their phones. So do you think they lose the attention and focus due to actually spending a lot of time on social media beforehand? So, or does this affect in any way the ADHD symptoms and etc.?
Very good question. And I've been thinking about it a lot because, again, through my own experiences. This year I'm 45 years old. And last, I think, well, I've been using social media. If I looked at back Facebook, that was it 2009 or something like that when I joined there. So quite a long time. But when I was younger, I never thought that I would have ADHD or anything like that. Now, obviously, the whole topic of these kind of ADHD, ADD, autism, all these, they are more viewable, they are more approachable. People know more about it. We have television series where there is the main characters they might have ADHD or autism, and that's brought up widely so the main people know about it better. So my point here is that it could be that I know more about it, so then I sort of view myself as maybe I have now ADHD or ADD because I use social media so much. So make a conclusion there, and these kind of kitchen psychology conclusions. Well, definitely the ability to focus, that has shortened. That's something that I can say throughout my teaching years. and also throughout what I sort of viewed my own ability to focus, unfortunately, and that is sad. I think we're in some kind of like a evolution point at the moment as well with this. I'm afraid that I also think about whether it is that it's actually changing properly our dynamics in and how the brain works. Whether it's something reversible or whether it's going to be that then our way of thinking is going to be changing because of these short band social media clips and scrolling and AI, which is starting to do some of the thinking for us as well if we don't use it correctly. So yes, I think we're living the time at the moment that we need to be very aware of how our brain works with all the technology what we have around us. And also how we develop our brain, because the brain is something that we should be exercising every day.
Yeah.
And that's also I have noticed from my own ability to think and observe new things and make connections and things like that.
Yeah.
And especially in a classroom, that's something that has changed within the last 10 years radically.
Yeah, definitely.
And for ADHD, I have to say that even though that I don't have a qualifications to dig into that subject too deeply, but as if I know that one of my students have ADHD, and I can see that, and what I've gathered from the information is that they are very triggered to nurture their brain with that social media scrolling, especially in those teaching moments when they feel a little bit uncomfortable. So it's a little bit like an escape world. But again, this is something just based on my views of a subject, not so much of any.
Yeah, of course, this is like where we share opinions and views, so it's all good.
I have something to say about it by also talking about my own experience and what I have seen around me. I've been working in the school in Finland in the preschool and with second grades. And also in my own family, we had some kids, 7, 8 years, 3 years old. For example, the generation, some of my nieces that are like 30, 25. And what I have seen increase in the numbers in the last 10 years is also the verbal or the language problem. For example, I said, how is it possible that the 3 youngest members of our families having language problems when with our family we don't have any background of that. And then, for example, the 24 is totally, the social abilities is getting hurt, but also, for example, the language. And the language form the thinking. So, and also one thing that I think that why we are so addicted to it, and how it's affecting the technology, is that we are looking at light all the time, and how the light affect our brains. For example, we talk about this, if we think about these hands, they put light all the time on them, so they are producing.
Yes.
So it's like then, of course, they kill them very quickly. But when you are looking at the telephone or your computer, you are activating your brain. Your brain is looking like, oh, I had to go. We had to go because it's going to finish. The light is going to finish. So it's one problem also, the light that we are using and how it affects our brains and our process thinking. And also the evolution. Yes, we are in the evolution. And the thing that with evolution I'm very interested in science and neurological science also. What happened with the brain is, yes, the evolution is going on, but it takes millions of years. So it's not like, in 15 years we're going to be able to control of living with people that can concentrate only for 3 minutes. That's not going to happen. That is something that is affecting physical because the evolution of the brain takes thousands, millions of years. For example, the evolution of the language, it took thousands of years. So how we are affecting, we are very affected. We are all this kind of addicted. And because the light also, and the colors, again, as a teacher, how the colors affect us, and the light again.
Exactly. So maybe we can continue with another question. And so how does social media influence generational relationship and perceptions of work-life balance? To give this a context, younger generations influenced by social media discussions are advocating for a shift in work culture, for example, 4-day work weeks, anti-hustle culture. Older generations often perceive this as laziness, leading this intergenerational conflicts. So basically, what I'm asking is the content that we consume on social media, seeing people having fun or like doing all those stuff, the activities and etc. they want to always do, does it actually influence us to work less or study less and do those activities more? So in this case, the younger generation advocates that 4-day work weeks is maybe better than 5-day work weeks. But on the other hand, the older generation views this as laziness. So what do you think about this topic? Like, is this something, have you ever thought about this, or do you agree with this?
I have thought about it a lot, actually, and I think that, for example, I'm not young anymore, and I totally agree with 4 days, because it's not only because of this social context that I have free time, but it's also about fairness, about exploitation, about the kind of, for example, I'm not a professional, I'm not an intellectual, I'm not making millions, thousands of euros, but I have like a regular person.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, you go to work, actually you are just a slave. You go home, you sleep, you eat, and you go to work. So I totally agree with 4 days, because the fairness of the workplace and the economical fairness. I don't see, I think that I see that you don't have the tools, for example, the sociological and the political context. Why is better for me to work 4 days? Or one is the fairness. I will get into more money, the amount of money that belongs to me, because I'm giving you my life, my work. So I see that I don't see any conflict there. And I think that what you do with your personal life, and it will be a big change in the society. If suddenly I had 3 free days, I will be able to go 3 days in a train and just look around. It gives you freedom, and also see what you do with your free time. And of course nowadays, for example, I think that if we got it, that in the worst cases, it's going to be that people are going to be 3 days there in the telephone. But not all of us. For example, if I had 3 days, I will go and travel, take pictures, talk to people, some project. It also depends of individual conscience. I think it's about conscience. I think this media.
Yes.
Yeah.
Again, very good question, and I think what you just said is absolutely right. If I just have a look at that, how we influence like the generational relationships, and I can see that why the older generation might feel so maybe even overwhelmed by this, all this ideology of reducing the amount of work, what we do, and like doing it easier, what they have had to do in their life.
Yeah.
And I think it's absolutely natural if you look at it from a psychology perspective, why they feel that way. I mean, they had to earn their respect in a society by doing the hard labor work, doing 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week work to get the bread on a table. And now there is this generation who just works 3 days in Bali
Yeah.
under the palm trees and post some nice pretty pictures from there and cash their money.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a really a bit on over the top example, but still, I mean, that's how we view it from the Instagram and TikTok, because there is people who actually do these kind of work, that they travel around the world and then get money from it. But that's a marginal people, again, we have to remember that.
Yeah,
and that's, again, something that is I think, again, this is a thing that there is a positives and negatives. The positives is that we have more time then to invest on ourselves, for our family, for our planet, for our positive future, our mental health. Not all that struggling is necessarily have been very good for us as a humans, what our ancestors and parents had to do. Yeah. And we can see it from us as well, because we are still carrying the trauma from that. Yeah. But then the negative is, again, is that what I see from my children and their friends and in a classroom and the younger generation generally, how difficult it is for them to adapt to the world's, like the pace, how fast it goes, and that you need to find a job, you need to do that phone call, you need to actually go and meet people. Again, this is a little bit like, this doesn't apply to everyone, but that is something that I have noticed, and also many other people. I mean, this is a widely discussed topic. And I think that's like the downside of that.
Yeah. It can actually, now you were talking, it came into my mind in Japan is this generation, I don't know, it's about 25, 30 years old, that they grew up with the telephones like another part of their bodies. And it has a special name. This is actually a big problem in Japan. I don't remember the name. We have to Google that. Yeah. Because it's in Japan, so. Yeah. But the problem is that their whole life they have been on the telephone and the computer. So some of them, they have been into their houses for years. They are incapable to go, for example, to the store. They got panic. They are like very sick. They're like, they said there's a big problem because you had to actually, it's like, for example, in Finland, when the elderly people, you had to go and take the food because they take the mobility. You are 119 years old, of course, the mobility. But when you are 25 years old, they are like 100 years old. They cannot make it to the store. Yeah. They're like so affected psychologically. Yeah. And that's happening now in Japan.
Yeah, maybe
and they're not capable of working. Maybe they are working, but it's too much for the brain. I don't know, maybe the light is energy, is burning our brain. Basically, it seems like.
Yeah. So we can say that like excess usage of social media might cause like anxiety problems as well. Like socializing with people might get harder if you're on social media or on digital platforms and etc. a lot, where you are not like practicing day-to-day conversations with actually people. So maybe this can be the cause of actually anxiety and this problem in Japan or in anywhere in the world.
Actually, I have family in the United States. My sister is about 64, and her younger girl is like 35, and I'm in the middle. So it's very interesting to see how they communicate. Because, for example, my sister, my niece. My sister, she's like 65. She started to work when she was 17. Hard worker. But for example, I had noticed when we are doing something together, for example, in the kitchen, my niece, she's very slow. She doesn't know her way. So my sister said, she got so, hey, let's do that. I mean, she make a whole food for 15 people in an hour and 45 minutes. And my niece, she tried and she prepared a salad. It takes her like 25 minutes, half an hour. And that takes me 5 minutes to prepare a salad.
Yeah.
So also the problem is this your social skills and your body. You don't control your body. You're just doing this movement.
Yeah.
So I tell you, okay, now come and help me to move those bags. Oh, your body you don't know. They don't know their body. I have seen it with my own eyes. So it's so. And then, of course, my sister, for example, she got despair. Oh, I'll do it myself. I said, no, she has to practice. And then, so they got like, let me open the bag. She opened it in a second, and she was like 5 minutes. And also, it's like this, as you say, they are working so hard. They know that, for example, to open a bag is 2 seconds. To make a salad in 5 minutes because you had to do all the homework and you had to go to work. So I think that also is that this information that you are lazy. No, they're not lazy. They don't know their bodies. You don't use your body. There are muscles. We are muscles.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That could be one reason for that, obviously.
Yes. Well, we are like. Let's go through one more question if you guys want to.
Yeah.
And this is actually something that you have mentioned as well. How does social media affect language and communication between generations? So nowadays, the younger generations communicate through like memes, slang, and abbreviations, while older generations often struggle to keep up. So some believe this is a natural evolution of language, while others think that it degrades traditional communication skills. So we talked about this a little bit, but what are your opinions about this?
Well, I think probably obviously as well because of my background that I teach media. And my opinion about it is that it's a natural way of language to evolve. And I think one of the funniest things what I found from this, because I've been thinking the same subject, is that actually my daughter's old teacher, who's now retired, she used to send us parents these text messages, and I remember that she said that she learned to use this kind of mobile phone with the touch screen, because she had for long time that where you just have buttons to press, and this is just a few years back, and when she started texting us as parents, she started to use the emojis, yeah. And she used the winking eye always in the end of it. And I thought that was quite moving as well, because I knew that she just started to learn it, and she was about to retire and everything, and I thought, bless her. But still, again, about the subject of how there's a big gap between the generational, how we use our language. And that's always been like that. But now we just have a different technology to provide that like extended language for ourselves. And I think it's great.
Yeah.
I actually like it. I like the fact that I can actually communicate with the smiley face or blow kiss or whatever it is. I don't always have to even type. Oh, hooray!
Yeah.
My introvert self is absolutely thrilled about it. But then again, I have noticed from my children and the students that the language skills, they are going down fast.
Yes.
And I don't know whether our school system can actually affect on that with this kind of system what we have now. Something has to change. The evolution, I'm lifting my hands up here, that's too fast for that at the moment. That us teachers and the pedagogical methods and all these we're not actually keeping up with this change.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem. Not so much a problem that we have these emojis and technology and a different way of talking, because that has been there. At 90s when I was young, we had our own vocabulary, what we used as youngsters, and our parents didn't have a clue what we were talking about. And also regional differences as well in a country. So I don't see that as an issue. It's more like just because we have AI, technology, social media, mobile phones which are constantly here on our hands, providing us a communication method. That is what's making it difficult.
Yeah.
And the gap big.
About that, I'm thinking about the language. If we think about this evolution again, the evolution is like one of the main abilities that differentiates from another animals and other mammals is the language. We took millions of years to develop. So if, as I said, for the brain to develop, it doesn't happen in 100 years. It means that we are addicted, or something is there, is the light, is something that we are getting addicted because if we, as a humans, if somebody lose the capacity of using the language, you are going down in the evolution change. So there's something to think about it, because the language is the main differences that we have with another animals. I am a scientist. We are mammals. So it's, of course, the dolphins, they have their own language. We have the language, but it took millions of years. And if we are losing the language in 20 years, that's not evolution. Forget about it. It's something else that is going on to us. That's what I think.
Yeah.
It took into this evolution. We are affected, we are addicted, and
Yeah.
Yeah, I go a little bit back to that, what I just said. Maybe repeating myself, but it's just like clarifying my thoughts once I'm listening to you, Mercedes, is that I don't know whether we are actually losing anything in the end. We're definitely changing, and like I said previously, we can't keep with the change at the moment in a speed that would be necessary, so that then there wouldn't be casualties, which I refer to like my own children and their ability to write and use the language as their expressional tool. But it takes time, obviously, and I think we're in a process of evolving to something else. The communication will never stop, but whether it will be one day that we are telepathic or whatever it is,
yes,
the communication will be there. But at the moment, we are too in a change that we cannot see where it will lead us. We can only see the bad scenarios and the really horrible pictures of how we're losing ourselves, because it's the natural way of human to feel when something is not common for you or that you don't feel secure and safe.
Yes.
Yeah, actually it came to my mind. I remember I read a book long ago about these native people in Australia. It's some group that they managed to run away from colonization, so they live very deep somewhere. I don't remember, it was like 20 years ago. But it is very interesting because they used to walk long distance. It was like nomads. They go all around, and it's amazing because it was like these sociology studies I was studying, and they were hunters and gatherers. And when they went different paths, for example, you go there, and they were there. And they had a capacity. It's still amazing how they did it. But for example, they said that a lot of times you had an accident, somebody broke their legs, and that they were able to communicate that there was a problem. And they were like 15 kilometers away from each other. 10 kilometers away. And they knew, okay, Krista broke her leg. I had to go and help her. How did they do it? They didn't have technology. They didn't have, again, the language. But we don't, what is in our brains?
Yes.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your opinions and sharing your experiences as well. I would like to actually end this podcast with something fun. I would like to ask you guys, are you actually using these abbreviations yourselves while you're texting somebody on a daily basis? Like while you're texting, you want to say something, but it's too long, you need to make it short. What do you use? Is there anything that you guys use?
Emojis.
Yeah.
And GIF animations. Oh, I love GIFs.
Yeah.
They're the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I do
that
voice
one.
yeah,
And
thumbs
the
up.
heart.
Yeah, heart. Yeah, that's one.
Yeah.
And the short voice messages is something
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
And my daughter uses them as a lot as well, which is actually a bad thing.
Yeah.
I've been telling her the right.
Yeah.
But yeah, emojis are nice.
Let me ask you then, let me test your abbreviation knowledge then.
Okay.
I will ask you 3 abbreviations that are used nowadays, and I would like to ask you what they mean.
Okay.
Yeah. So TBH.
Oh,
If
your
you put
short words.
TBH.
T, V, Entienda. I don't know.
This
Do you
means
know?
Oh, I don't actually know, but to become wealthier.
That's a good one.
I mean, you're pretty close actually. It means to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's right. Yeah, I know. Yeah, because my sons, my 2 oldest sons, they use these a lot.
Yeah.
But I don't use them.
Yeah.
So.
I will ask
This will be funny.
Yeah. I will ask one more.
Yeah.
SMH.
SMH. Is it
Messenger. Is a
No,
message?
no. It's SMH.
Hello so much. Love you.
What's that when it's like text me or what is that? I remember they keep writing in social media. Oh my God,
I
we
don't
sound
know.
so old.
Actually, the only abbreviation that I use is I love you. I mean, and I write the whole I love you.
Yeah.
That's my abbreviation.
Yeah. So SMH means shaking my head.
Oh,
So
shaking my head.
if
Okay.
somebody does something that you do not approve, and if you were in like face to face, you would
Yeah.
do like this.
Yeah.
So basically, that's what it means.
Yeah.
Like
And they can
shaking my
say it
head.
as well. Like
Yeah.
if they're next to each other, oh, SMH.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But thank you so much. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for coming and sharing your opinions.
Yeah.
And well, we'll see each other next time, hopefully, or.
We just got started, I think.
yes.
We can talk now. We keep going.
This was a fun podcast,
Yeah.
and thank you for the listeners as well. Yes, that's it.